Hi everybody, welcome back to Philosophy Media. Today we're going to go through a big old list of help commands. These commands can be used to collect information about applications that are installed on your system. Information such as how to use them, where they're located, and options that are available. They can also be used to provide information about a given file, such as its type and location on the system. There are quite a few of these, so for today I think I just grabbed about 10 or so, and I figured just that way it would give us something to get started with. And on that note, I'll just jump over to virtual machine, get a terminal going. And the first one I'm going to deal with isn't really a command, but more of an argument. Well, it is an argument, and that's the -- help. This command or argument can be added on to the end of any command to return some general information about it. And this would include maybe its structure and some of the options that come with it. And I think for today, in most of the examples, I'll just be using the ls command for list storage, just because most people know what that is, and it just looks familiar. So to get the help page for list storage, I'm just going to type in ls or use whichever command you want, and then a space, a couple hyphens, and then the word help, and then enter. And that'll give you the help page for whichever command that you want. And you can see we have a bunch of different options there. And right up here at the very top, it even shows us exactly how to structure the command. So it starts with the command itself, followed by the option, and then lastly we have the file. So the options are of course right here, and then the file is pretty self-explanatory, but even if you leave that blank, it'll just default to the current working directory. So if I scroll back down below these options, we have some exit status codes, stuff like that. The main reason why I do really like this tool is because it just gives me a quick list of files or options. I find with the man command, it's just more comprehensive and has a lot more information, and you kind of have to sift through it to find the flag that you're looking for. But here you can just use the -- help, grab your flag and go. So certainly convenient. And that's the -- help argument. So next up I have another one called apropos. And this utility comes in handy when you like to complete a task on your computer, but you're not even sure which tool to use. For example, say maybe copying a file. It'll list several commands that match the keyword that you use, and we'll give you a short description for each. The word apropos is derived from the French word apropos, which means about. Sorry about my pronunciation there. And to use it, all you need to do is type the word apropos followed by the keyword. And in this case, we'll be copying a file, so we can just use the keyword, I guess, copy. So you just say apropos, apropos, yeah, and then copy, and then enter. Yeah, and there we go. It returns a big list of tools that we can use to copy files. And quick glance, we have copy, CP, DD. So yeah, definitely applications that are used to copy files. And yeah, that's apropos. I think I'm next. Maybe I'll just deal with the man command. Most people already know what this is. Used to access the manual pages, and you do so just by using the keyword man, which I'll use right now. So maybe I'll access the manual pages for, just ls again. So I can say man, ls, hit enter, and there's the man page for ls. Vim key bindings will work here, so J and K and all that stuff. And as you can see, it's a lot more detailed than the -- help argument was. So if you're looking for a specific flag, it may take you a little while, but there's definitely more information here. And if you're lucky, you'll get to a list of examples at the bottom of the page. I don't see any for this command here, ls, but you often do get them. And if that's not the case, we can, the command that we're going to be using shortly will return a big list of examples with the command. So yeah, those are the man pages. And then to get out, just hit Q, and you're out. And then up next here, just let me check my list. After man, we have TLDR. And what TLDR does is it takes a a command. Like I said, just recently, it just provides a lot more examples for that command. So say if we just say TLDR, and then we just use the ls command like we did before, hit enter. You can see here we get a bunch of different examples. So yeah, quite a few there. And definitely nice too if you're not familiar with the command itself. You can learn a lot more about it here just by looking at these and reading the brief description here. So yeah, that's TLDR, and it may not be installed by default on a lot of systems. But to do that, you can say sudo apt or whatever your package manager is, install TLDR, hit enter, and you'll be good. Yeah, that's TLDR. Up next, we have, I guess, info. And info is similar to man, except it has, I think, more information, and it looks a little bit different the way it's laid out. And this one, again, is probably not or installed by default on your distro. And if it isn't, you can say sudo apt install info, and then enter, and it'll be on your system. But I already have it on mine because I installed it earlier. So to use it, all you have to do is say info, and then whichever command you want to use. So I guess for this, I'll just say ls, hit enter. And then to navigate, to move forward, you use the N key. I guess that goes to the different pages. I don't use this command that often, just because I do prefer the data layouts, but it's definitely an option. So N goes forward, and then P goes backwards. So N and P. And then if you want to get out, I'll just hit Q, and I'll get you out of info. And after info, I have what is. And what is just gives you a really brief description of the command that you want to use. So say if info was a little more than you needed, or a lot more, and you just wanted a one-liner quick telling you what it is, you can just use the what is command. And to do that, you just say what is, all one word. And I'll just use ls again for an example, hit enter. And you can see it just gives us the one line there. List directory contents. I can use the same command for, say, du. Cement file space usage. What is df? File system disk space usage. So yeah, you get the idea. That's what is. Just nice, simple, and fast. If you don't need a lot of information about the tool that you're looking for. Yeah, next, I guess I have which is a good one. If, say, you installed an application on your system and you're not sure where you installed it, or say you want to create an environment variable or a path to an executable somewhere, you can just use the which command. Say for this happens quite often in Python 3. If I go to a different system, I need to create an environment variable or a path to the installation of Python 3. And to find that, all you use is the which command. So which, and then Python 3, and enter. And that'll tell you where it's installed. And you can also do the same, of course, with other programs. So I say which bash, and enter, and it tells me where bash is installed. So definitely a great little tool. And the next up, I just have a few more here. And the first one I got here is file. And file just gives you more information about a specific file. And I have a directory in here called extras. If I just cd into that. And ls, you can see I have a few different files in here. And say if I want to know what type of file this GPG one is, all I need to do is just say file, and then the name of the file. So in this case, it's login.py.gpg, hit enter. And right there, it tells us it's an encrypted file. And it even gives us the algorithm that it was encrypted with, which is super nice to know. And definitely a very handy command. And maybe I'll just try it with testmodule.py here. So I'll say file, testmodule.py, hit enter. And right there, it tells me it's a Python script and it's executable. Oh. Yeah, that's the file command. And then say if you have a file on your system and you can't remember where you put it or where you saved it, and you desperately need it, no problem. You can use the command locate. Locate may not be installed by default on your system. If it isn't, you can just say sudo apt install locate, or whichever your package manager is, and that will put it on your system. And then after you install it, the first thing you'll need to do is update the database. And you can just do that with sudo update db, and that'll update the database for locate. I already have installed, but actually, yeah, maybe I'll run that update database before we use it, just as good practice. And enter, and put in your password. And I don't know why it always says permission denied, but this always works. I've never had it fail. Even when I switch over to root and try to run it, I still get permission denied. But the database still updates successfully every time, so I'm not sure why I'm getting that. And yeah, if I clear this, and there's a file in the system somewhere that I have called a lost file.txt, and it's not here, obviously. So if we use that locate command now, I can see locate lost file.txt, hit enter, and there it is right there. It tells me it's in my home directory, in the extras folder, and lost file. So maybe we'll just check that quick. Home directory, extras, yeah, lost file right there. So yeah, that's locate. And definitely had to use that quite a few times to find files on the system where I couldn't remember where I put them or where I saved them. And definitely convenient to have when you're in a jam, that's for sure. I think that, well, actually, there is one more I can think of. And I don't use this often, but I think I'm just going to include it because it actually is called help. And that is, of course, the help command. To use it, you can just say a help and then follow it by help and then enter. So we're going to be using the help command on the help page, I guess. Hit enter. And this is what it gives us. Just a short description. But as you can see, it only works on built-in commands. So those are just modules that are originally built in the system. And I find it doesn't work for quite a bit of stuff. So I just don't even really use it. But I just figured because it was actually named help that I should probably include it. But yeah, that's the help command. And I think that was the last one on my list. I can't really think of any more right now. I think you covered at least 10 or so, so that should be a good start. And as far as help commands go, I think we made a bit of a dent. And just trying to think of one more here. But no, I think that's it. And seeing as there's so many, I just thought I would grab a handful of the ones that I use most often and start with those. I may do another video of a bunch more. I got a couple popping in my head now that I think if I start, it'll just never stop. So yeah, I think I'm going to call it. And I hope this helped. Thank you for watching and hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.